Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, you have stumbled across my astrology series that I've started that is centered around nails and the horoscope of each sign. If you aren't interested, please use this time to skip this section using the timestamps below. If you're still here, welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of my series. Today we are covering Aries. We have a lot to cover. It's been a while. There's an interesting road ahead for Aries, even on a collective scale. We will cover the astrological transits on a collective scale, as well as on a personal level for Aries placements specifically. In my last few astrology videos, I have covered the planetary influences of Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. In short, they have an energetic impact on world events, societal changes, as well as our influence on a collective scale. To have a much better understanding, please watch my last year's horoscope section with Aries in the top right. I touched on the significance of Neptune entering Aries, and those topics will be extremely relevant in what I'm about to say today. Since Saturn will be in Aries for the next 2.5 years, we really need to be careful with fire. Aries is ruled by fire, as well as being a fire sign, and we should expect to see a lot of fire incidents in the headlines. Please exercise fire safety and try to be more familiar with knowing how to use a fire extinguisher, or be pretty knowledgeable with fire safety. This might be more of a Neptune and Saturn topic, but I think a lot of social media influencers will begin denouncing the stay-at-home mom or traditional wife content and transition into encouraging women to go back to work. Aries is a very independent energy, so I see those influences making an impact in lifestyle content. On the topic of social media, I think the whole looks maxing trend will get so much more aggressive in the following years. Like I mentioned in my last year's Aries video, people are going to be doing everything they can to look like their absolute best self, which honestly isn't a bad thing inherently. When you look good, you feel good. However, we can see people taking it to extremes in the following years. Staying in the aesthetics department, I can definitely see cybernetic augmentation becoming a lot more real in the following years. Aries rules prosthetics, and we have Pluto in Aquarius, which is technological advancement. I believe the prosthetics world will have significant developments for the better. I think there will also be more aesthetic, cyber-looking prosthetics, giving kind of a cyberpunk vibe. I also think there will be more indications of having our own consciousness uploaded into a cloud. On another side of that, I do see people becoming more self-expressive with prosthetics. Speaking of robotics, I mentioned last year of the relevance between Neptune entering Aries and the start of America's Industrial Revolution. Of course, for us, we already have somewhat established a workforce, so things are just very different this time around. I really think we'll have self-driving taxi cars or even self-driving food delivery. I also believe that our workforce will change, even our working hours. The 9-to-5, 40-hour workweek structure will change or be completely dismantled. People will begin to create their own work and or jobs very successfully. Neptune in Aries excites me though. I'm pretty intrigued for what we should see in the creative spaces. I think there will be bold, fresh, and new concepts that will be conveyed in a very otherworldly way. I think the creatives born during this time are going to produce some really crazy stuff in the next 20 to 30 years. I personally don't think we'll see a cyberpunk or Star Trek society until the Pluto and Aquarius transit is over, which is about until 2044, but I could be wrong. One thing that worries me about this Neptune and Aries transit is stan culture and how it's going to get worse before it gets better. Honestly, we might see the worst of society too. I feel like people will begin to lose empathy for others and be desensitized to violence or injustice. I don't know, I just think the way the public views violence will change, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be in a good way or which direction it will take. I think there will also be breakthroughs and discoveries with the mind and body connection. I think we will see much more studies come out about how much our gut and mind have much more of an impact on our quality of life than we think. I also believe we will see more studies about the correlation between anger suppression and sickness. Alright, so let's dive into Aries personally. Since I am speaking on such a general scale for Aries, this may or may not resonate with you. So only take what is relevant for you and leave what doesn't, since I'm not looking at your personal natal chart. So again, some things really may not apply for you. Aries, as you know, Saturn has entered your sign. Saturn represents responsibility, restriction, time, and karma, to name a few. Jupiter is currently in Cancer right now, so many of you may have seen improvement in your home and family life after possible pressure from your family. You should expect things to be much more harmonious from here, since Venus just entered Leo in your 5th house of creativity and self-expression, and Jupiter is coupled with Venus there. Uranus is currently in Gemini in your 3rd house of communication. It's making a harmonious trine to Jupiter in Leo, as well as Mercury later in the summer. This is a very good time for socializing for you, publishing, and putting a lot of your creative efforts out there and seeing it play out in the way that you want it to. Neptune and Venus will be in opposition in your 7th house later in the summer. Be very aware of over-idealizing certain situations, partnerships, and possibly some financial opportunities that come around this time. Just be very open-minded, but use discernment, and please think through everything. There's plenty of opportunity for you to increase your income through creative pursuits. There is a brief period where you will be overcoming some trauma or kinks around how you spend money, your views surrounding money, and your self-worth. Some old wounds will be resurfacing around this time, and this is also a chance to heal all of that. Other than that, the rest of the year looks very strongly of the themes that I have previously mentioned. Saturn will be in retrograde later in the year, so again, there's an emphasis on your self-identity, your appearance, and how you assert yourself in the world. There may be a refinement that you may need to do, or a reassessment. Some of you may even lose a bit of weight during this time. You may also need to channel and express your anger in a much more meaningful way. So that is all I had for Aries at this time. The age of the warrior is here. I hope you guys enjoyed your segment. I will talk to you guys next year during your reading, hopefully during Aries season, and thank you for tuning in. We are doing gelx nail extensions today, so I have my nails already prepped with a peel-off base coat, as this will be a pop-off set. I'm using these soft gel nail extensions in the square shape. I do find that shaping them into an almond or stiletto honestly looks so much more better than having pre-shaped nail tips, even though I used to buy them all of the time. I am shaping these into a long stiletto / almond, maybe an almond stiletto. So I am cutting the corners of the nails into a diagonal line, almost like a coffin, and I will be filing that as well. once I was done shaping my nails, I'm going to buff over the surface of the nails just so that the gel polish has something to stick to. I do want to further seal the cuticle, so I'm going to be using a fine carbide bit and very carefully go over the cuticle area of where the soft gel nail extension is, just to make sure that everything is flush. Okay, so the very final step for prep is I'm going to be taking a little bit of some acetone and going over the cuticle area to further flush and blend the cuticle. Before we apply our nude gel polish, I do want to add some patting gel. This will just blend and kind of blur where you can see my nail sticking out. I'm going to spread this around just to make sure that it's hidden, and once we apply the gel polish, you will barely be able to see it. Alright, so for the gel art, I did run a poll in the community tab on what nail design we should do for Aries, and this chrome flame nail set is the one that got the majority vote. I'm using Born Pretty's metallic painting gel to do the flame. The easiest way is to paint a line going up the nail, and we make a curvature from there, or you can make a C shape, and we kind of just try to create a flame around that. To finish this look off, I'm going to apply top coat on all of my nails, and I will be curing this in the lamp for 60 seconds. So here are how my nails turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I actually like these a lot more than I thought I was. I really wasn't sure how this was going to be executed or if I was going to like the final result. It's very simple with a slight edge, and it just looks very classy. I do have everything that I've used linked in the description box. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching. I do hope to see you in my next video.